Okay, today we're going to talk about 1.7 net income and deductions. So let's go through some definitions. Income tax is a percentage of your income given to the government, and your taxes would pay for things like schools and roads, medical care, things like that is why you pay part of your percentage of your income to the government. Employment insurance, the government takes a percentage of your income, and then they have this collected so that if you ever lose your job or things like an injury at work, or if you go on maternity leave, then you would get paid monthly from the government even though you didn't have a job. So money collected by government and paid if unemployed. Okay, that unemployed is for good reason. It's not just if you're lazy and don't have a job, you don't get that. Canada Pension Plan, this is also money collected by the government off of your checks, and they collect it, and then when you turn 65, they give you checks. And then you get checks when you're 65. Okay? A net income is when you have your gross pay and you take off your deductions, it equals your net pay, or what you actually take home. And I always remember it net pay, that when I'm fishing, you put the fish in the net and that's what you get to take home. That's kind of how I remember it. Lots of other things could come off of your paychecks. So sometimes you might work for a company that has another pension. So for instance, for me, I'm a teacher, and teachers have retirement funds. So that money comes off of checks to help pay when you retire. You then get money on top of your CPP. You might have health plans, Blue Cross, things like that, to cover expenses such as your chiropractor, going to the eye doctor, and things like that. But you have to pay a monthly fee. You might have other things, life insurance, disability insurance, a union due, which some things like teachers belong to unions, nurses, and a union is a group that represents you and fights for things like they negotiate your wages and things like that. So you have to pay into that union. There might be other savings plans for your employees, and your company might make you pay donations on a regular basis off your paychecks. Okay, let's look at example 1. Mark works at a landscaping company. Last week he had a gross income of $287. He had deductions of $45.36. So what's his net income? So as this formula says, we have to take the gross pay, take off the deductions, and what do you actually get to take home is your net pay. Okay, example 2. Shannon is a manager at a sporting goods store, earning a gross of $770 a week. Calculate her net pay if there are these deductions. Tax 15%, employment insurance 1.73, and CPP is 4.95. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out what percentage. Just a second. We're going to calculate the percentage all together that got deducted. So add up all of those and you get 21.68%. So that's the percentage of her gross pay that gets taken off. So here we go. We're going to go 770 times 0.2168 as I convert that percent to a decimal. And that is 166.94. So that is a deduction off of her paycheck. So to get the net pay, we're going to go gross, take off the deductions, and what is Shannon left with for net pay? She gets to take home $603.06. Okay, last example. Todd earns a weekly salary of $635 as a computer tech. The deductions from his gross income are, and this time not a percentage, but an actual dollar amount. So he gets EI, CPP, income tax, company pension, and disability all taken off of his check. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add up all of these numbers to see what the total deductions are. So adding up, okay, you should get $170.68. So that is what gets deducted off of Todd's check. So gross, subtract deductions is going to be what Todd takes home. So he only gets to take home $464.32 for his net pay. Okay, you may now do the last assignment, 1.7, talking about gross versus net pay and deductions.